Hi everyone, welcome to the studio here on the cliffs in the far north of Scotland. I wanted to just show up today to give you a little painting demo. I've been painting in acrylics for years, but I've also always used a glazing technique where I'm using really thin layers of paint, which is what I teach in my tutorials. So I just have transferred now to oils just because I'm fancy the change, and I want to just practice all the glazing and bring out that beautiful sheen that we get on water. And I work in oils in my other painting name, which is Lisa McDonald, if you want to check out Waves. But I just use all of the power of the oil, like bringing it through into the waves. So I just thought, do you know what? I think I can do that with the light on the sea now as well. So it's a little technique for you. It's called glazing. And what I'm going to do is just drop the video in now of me, of the time lapse of me creating this scene, just so you can get an idea of all the colours that I'm using at the beginning. Dropping in now. And then I'm just going to give you a little technique and demonstration in glazing in oils. So the palette is quite muted. I actually have a little red on here. For the sole purpose of warming up, right? If we didn't have the red, it would actually be quite dark. You know, it would just be what is it? Indigo. That's an indigo, and then you've got the gold coming through. So the red is actually going to warm up all of that gold. Glazing is very easy to do in acrylics. Hello, I'm here in acrylics, but also in oils. So what I've got is the oil paints here, sat here, but I'm also using this medium is what you need. It's something called Liquin. It's a Liquin light, but you can have the heavier one, which I think is more glossy. Both are fine. And you literally just, I've got it here on the palette, and it's great glazing medium. So what I'm going to do is just scoop up a little tiny, this is how much people are so surprised when I'm teaching my classes, like how little paint I actually use. And it depends. This is my style, right? Because you can literally create a painting with thick layers of paint and just do it in one go. But for me, I like the whole meticulous process of building up a scene. And it's so worth putting in the hours, and it is hours, of creating a painting, just to see it evolve and for you to like completely lose yourself in the process as well. It's just so, for me, relaxing and consuming. And if I wasn't chatting to you guys right now, I'd have music on. I've actually got a scented candle burning, and it's, for me, it's just my ultimate relaxation, which is what I promote as well in my when I'm teaching my classes. It's all about just taking the time out and losing yourself in the whole creative process, but learning a skill at the same time. So hours, yes, hours. So I'm just picking up some the glaze here, and I've got the colour, tiny amount of colour that goes onto my brush here. That is just too much. I'm just going to dull it down with the brown, and even that might be too much. Just pick up some more medium. What I'm going to then do, so little amount of paint on there, is get some rag and even then wipe some off my brush, okay? And what the area that I'm going to focus on is just here. We're just going to glaze. Just see how little amount of paint is on that, and even then that might be too much. I can then get a rag and come over and wipe some of that off. Now Liquin is quick drying, which is great. So what I can do is put down a layer and work on like this colour, and maybe an hour or two, and come back and it will be dry, that I can then work over the top, right? And it is literally layers and layers, hours and hours of this, and it's so worth it to see the water just start to build, and all the different, so if you imagine when you're by the sea, all the different it's like is it a colour or is it a colour reflecting on the water? But it's all those different tones, colours that you see on the sea, and it is reflecting the sky, basically. It's reflecting because it's transparent, but it's reflecting the colour of the sky. Okay, so what your eye is doing is actually mixing the colours on the canvas. Instead of like me mixing the red and making like a purple or whatever, it's mixing it and blending it all together to create this harmonious scene on the canvas, which is what it's doing. Just going to do one more for you. Just see how little amount of paint, literally is hardly anything on there. And we're just going to come up and go over there again. And it's great because as it goes on, it's leaving a sheen on the canvas, it's glazing, it's making it shiny. I would gloss this at the end as well because it's water and I want it to be lovely and shiny and glossy. Again, you can do this technique in acrylics. There are mediums that you can use to get the same effect. I think they're like glossing mediums or something. So it may be worth having a play with both and see how you get on. So that's the technique for glazing. It's lovely to connect with you. Hopefully that helped you guys. Remember, there's tutorials here on havenhouseart.com. Go to art classes and sign up to the newsletter and you will get notifications of new recordings. I record one every month. There's a whole load of recordings in acrylics sat on the website already for you to purchase. And for you to just lose yourself completely in the creative process whilst learning a new skill, and maybe even taking yourself to the sea. I focus a lot on the sea and seascapes. Sometimes there's Scottish landscapes and animals and all sorts on there, so check them out and I will see you next time.